My bad. I was trying to tell y'all to drink water. I left that on there on purpose because I wanted y'all to drink water. Sitting here pouring my coffee and whatnot. Let me pull up a stream so I don't miss nothing, because I think last time we did this, we missed the beginning of it. All right, so we're gonna do it like that. Bam. I don't want that chat in there. All right, there we go. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it like this till they start. First of all, shout out to Regina. I don't know if she's in the chat. Shout out to her for putting me on game about this speech that was happening last night. Had I known that he was giving this speech Wednesday night, this probably would have been live. So you got a bonus live thanks to the late notice that I got about this. Also want to send some love to I Fit Glitters. I wanted you to know that I did see your message and I was touched by it. I had a little bit more to say about it. I'll commence when he finishes his nonsense.
Thank you very much. My fellow Americans, good evening. Let me begin by congratulating the team at NASA and our brave astronauts on the successful launch of Artemis 2. It was quite something. It will be traveling further than any manned rocket has ever flown and will very substantially pass the moon, go around it, and come back home from a distance that has never been done before. It's amazing. They are on the way, and God bless them. These are brave people. We want to God bless those 4 unbelievable astronauts. As we speak this evening, it's been just 1 month since the United States military began Operation Epic Fury, targeting the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, Iran. In these past 4...
Oh! Hold
up. A car accident can change your life in an instant.
Victories on the battlefield. Victories like few people have ever seen before. Tonight, Iran's Navy is gone. Their Air Force is in ruins. Their leaders, most of them terrorist regime they led, are now dead. Their command and control of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated as we speak. Their ability to launch missiles and drones is dramatically curtailed, and their weapons, factories, and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces. Very few of them left. Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing in America, as it has been for 5 years under my presidency, is winning, and now winning bigger than ever before. Before discussing this current situation, I also want to thank our troops for the masterful job they did in taking the country of Venezuela in a matter of minutes. That hit was quick, lethal, violent, and respected by everyone all over the world. After rebuilding our military during my first term, we have by far the strongest military anywhere in the world. And now we're working along with Venezuela and are, in a true sense, joint venture partners. We're getting along incredibly well in the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on Earth after the United States of America. We're now totally independent of the Middle East, and yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there. We don't need their oil. We don't need anything they have, but we're there to help our allies. Tonight, I want to provide an update on the tremendous progress our warriors have made in Iran and discuss why Operation Epic Fury is necessary for the safety of America and the security of the free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015, I have vowed that I would never allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. This fanatical regime has been chanting death to America, death to Israel for 47 years. Their proxies were behind the murder of 241 Americans in the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside bombs. They were involved in the attack on the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the just horrible, bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel, something that most people have never seen anything like it. This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran. 45,000 dead. For these terrorists to have nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat. The most violent and thuggish regime on earth would be free to carry out their campaigns of terror, coercion, conquest, and mass murder from behind a nuclear shield. I will never let that happen, and neither should any of our past presidents. This situation has been going on for 47 years and should have been handled long before I arrived in office. I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first, and perhaps most importantly, I killed General Qasem Soleimani in my first term. He was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however, the father of the roadside bomb, and he lived just horrible what he did. Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. He lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight. But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash, took it out of banks from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland, all the cash they had. He flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran, and they would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. It would have been a different world. There would have been no Middle East and no Israel right now, in my opinion, the opinion of a lot of great experts, had I not terminated that terrible deal. And I was so honored to do it. I was so proud to do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them. My first preference was always the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt at an agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Those beautiful B-2 bombers performed magnificently. We totally obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear program at a totally different location, making clear they had no intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on Earth. Iran's strategy was so obvious. They wanted to produce as many missiles as possible, and they did, with the longest range possible, and they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out so that no one would really dare stop them. And their race for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before. They were right at the doorstep. For years, everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. But in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I have traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people, their loved ones said, "Please, sir, please finish the job," every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. This short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting investments coming into the United States, over $18 trillion, and the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our Drill Baby Drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we are #1 producer of oil and gas on the planet, without even discussing the millions of barrels that we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten and completely decimated Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and economically and in every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it. And
here's the reality. Your college degree took 4 years and $100,000. AI
take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refused to get involved in the decapitation of Iran. We had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before, should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the Strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the Strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing, and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days. We've done actually much better than I thought, but we had to take that little journey to Iran to get rid of this horrible threat. With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now talking about receiving larger refunds than they ever thought possible. They are getting so much more money than they thought. That's from the great, big, beautiful bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust, and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict in perspective. American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days. The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. We are in this military operation, so powerful, so brilliant, against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days. And the country has been eviscerated and essentially is really no longer a threat. They were the bully of the Middle East, but they're the bully no longer. This is a true investment in your children and your grandchildren's future. The whole world is watching, and they can't leave the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe what they're seeing. They leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing, the brilliance of the United States military. Tonight, every American can look forward to a day when we are finally free from the wickedness of Iranian aggression and the specter of nuclear blackmail. Because of the actions we have taken, we are on the cusp of ending Iran's sinister threat to America and the world. And I'll tell you, the world is watching. And when we do, when it's all over, The United States will be safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, and good night.
They should have kept him on there. All right, I took some notes. I'm gonna give my thoughts. And then I'll hit the super chats and I'll go to your comments. I apologize to everybody that talked about how painful it was to watch. Let me first say this, because I ain't gonna hold you. One of the most dangerous things is to watch an op who is rapidly moving toward their own destruction, realize that fact and change course. That's dangerous. What you want to see is somebody who is rapidly moving toward their own destruction with an inability to accept a change of course because of their need to protect their own ego. And I've made this point before when it comes to Trump, because he is nothing if not consistent, at least when it comes to his internal makeup. His fundamental inability to take any action that doesn't stroke or protect his ego leaves him incapable of changing course, even when he's rapidly moving towards his own destruction. In a war, and we'll get to that characterization, in a war that is as unpopular at this juncture, at this early juncture, as any we have seen in American history, he just told y'all they made mistakes and I'm correcting it. I'm not hearing none of what y'all have to say. And let me tell you, I can't think of anything more welcome than hearing Trump respond to record unpopularity of himself and the war with, I'm not trying to hear nothing y'all trying to say. Brilliant chef's kiss. Now let's dig in. I have a question. How young do you have to be for all the holes in logic and all of the contradictions to fall by the wayside? Like, how young do you have to be to listen to that speech and for it to make sense from beginning to end? I'm curious. Like 10, 9, 10? You got to be young enough not to understand any of the words he's using. You know, and while we're on that topic, shout out to LexCorp for the comment, our president is hooked on phonics. Why is Trump standing up there like a fourth grader giving a book report on a slice of American history he don't even understand? He know the words. He know the words. He memorized the speech. But you know, some of those big ones, we got to condense into small ones because I couldn't memorize that. So we got to make sure it's not too many big words, not too many polysyllabic words. We got to make sure it's real. We got to make sure it's real simple. Like that was a straight up book report. That remind me of I gave a book report in the 3rd grade on Cambodia. We drew countries in a hat and I picked Cambodia. I was devastated. I picked Cambodia and I had to give a whole report on the history of Cambodia. I didn't understand nothing that came out of my mouth. That's what we just saw. That's exactly what we just saw from the president. From the president. We could all reliably look at one another and say he got no idea what he's talking about right now. I first of all want to give a shout out to the astronauts. They went up in the air like ain't nobody's ever seen, and they gonna pass the Bigly Moon by a long shot. Like never before. They gonna pass the moon, and Artemis. I think Artemis is gonna say hello to the moon, and then they gonna rescue the cow that jumped over the moon, and they gonna see if the moon's really made of cheese, and then they gonna come back down, and we are so proud of all those great it's astronauts, all those we are so proud of, and let me tell you how proud they must be. Let me tell you how proud they must be. I worked so hard to get to the point where I could go up in a space shuttle, and I wanted to play the president giving me congratulations for my kids, for my kin. And they gonna sit there and be like, what's wrong with him, Daddy? What's wrong? What happened? Bruh. And when it comes to the contradictions, they started early because he opened with Artemis. Oh, we doing science now. Oh, we doing science now. Wow, that's crazy. I thought we wasn't doing science, MAGA. I thought we wasn't doing science, man. Okay. If we need something to open up this Iran speech, we gonna do some science. We gonna do some science. We gonna do some science. All right, let's get into this whole mess. I know we have a lot of people that follow the channel, a lot of subscribers, a lot of members from all over the world. I would like to welcome you all to the American experience because Trump said we're respected all over the world. He said our military is respected all over the world and our mission in Iran is respected all over the world. Welcome to our experience. How does it feel, world? How does it feel, world? Respected all over the world. Hey, world, you're not gonna believe he's about a year ago, he gave a quote talking about 85-90% of the country was MAGA. And we had to, you know what I mean? And we just had to watch that. So now, respected all over the world. You know? Hey, he bringing the world together. He bringing the world together. Now y'all see what we see. Now y'all see what we see. This man said, we don't need anything. We're just there to help our allies. Remember my point? Remember my point about somebody moving towards their own destruction? We don't need anything. We have all we need. We good. We just went over there to help our allies, the same allies that he slandered later in the speech, mind you. But you mean to tell me that Mr. America First, Mr. No Foreign Wars, Mr. Regime of Peace, President of Peace, just fixed his mouth to tell the country that the fears, the prices, the scarcity, the injuries, and even the fatalities that we have seen, we didn't need nothing. It wasn't really, you know what I mean? We was in the area. We was in the area. So we just decided, why not? Let's just pop into Iran. You thought that was a flex to say, let's just pop into Iran? We didn't. You thought, again, it's going to be more of these. It's going to be a lot more of these because immediately after he said we didn't need nothing, talking about how going in and attacking Iran was necessary for the safety of the region and for us in the United States. But we didn't need nothing, no. We were just there to help our ally. You literally just said that. That was literally the thing that you just said was we didn't need anything. This man said this issue with Iran should have been handled long before I got into office. Like he wasn't president. This man said Iran should have been handled long before I got into office, like he wasn't president for a whole 4 years. Again, to the question that I asked earlier, how young do you have to be for this to land? I just need it. How young? You know, if any of y'all got kids that's watching, let me know how they processed it. My man called, I put this note here that he called Iran leadership genius when they need to be. When they need to be. For your ego, when they need to be geniuses, they can be geniuses. Like later on in the speech where you talked about we just one of the most powerful countries. One of the most powerful countries is only been 30. Now they one of the most powerful countries. Middle of the speech, they was trash. They powerful in the beginning, trash in the middle, and then more powerful in the game. Just whatever needs to, whatever. I think Trump knew how bad this went. That's why he stood there at the podium so long. That's why he stood at the podium at the end of that speech like a kid who just missed the free throw and cost his team the championship. We see that image every year, right? Where we see the players that's just standing on the sidelines watching the other team celebrate winning the Super Bowl or going to the Super Bowl. That's how he was standing at the point. He knew that didn't go over. He knew that didn't go over. This man said we would have been having a different conversation had Khomeini lived. Now, I've asked this question a few times on the platform, and it's one I'm going to continue to harp on. It is, what would have to happen for Trump's response to be any different than what we're seeing? I asked that question after Renee Good. I asked that question after Alex Preddy. I asked that question after Signalgate. I asked that question after Epstein. Like I asked this question after what would have had to happen for him to respond any differently? We don't ever have a different conversation. We don't ever have a different conversation. You called the operation the greatest that has ever been done. And matter of fact, let me get to that. Let me get to that. This man called Midnight Hammer, right? Which was when they previously attacked Iran last year, right? This man said nobody's ever seen anything like it. The destruction that was wrought by Midnight Hammer. Now, the point that I had made was you told us that their capabilities were destroyed, yet you feel the need to turn right back around and not only attack Iran, but put boots on the ground. Like you didn't say their capabilities were destroyed. Now, that assertion was challenged at the time because there was intelligence that refuted that. And they doubled down, called everybody foolish who believed in the intelligence they produced, which was later and more recent than the intelligence that they also produced, that they used to proclaim victory. This man sat there and told us that Midnight Hammer, nobody's ever seen anything like it. Well, apparently they had, because we right back here again with them with the capabilities that made y'all fearful enough that we had to put boots on the ground. You said they would have soon had missiles. They were right at the doorstep. Now, let me get this straight. Let me see, when did Midnight Hammer happen? When did Midnight Hammer? Midnight Hammer was June 21st, 2022. Okay? So in June, nobody had ever seen anything like it. By March of the following year, they would have soon had missiles. They were right at the doorstep. So if I got this straight, the same nuclear capabilities that Bibi Netanyahu has been going and telling people that Iran was at the doorstep since the 90s, the same military capabilities that prompted you to put boots on the ground can be developed in 10 months? 10 months? We went from nobody ever seen anything like it to they're at the doorstep in 10 months? So if I got that straight, what that means is this operation, which again, nobody's ever seen anything like, 10 months from now, they could be at the doorstep again. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? That's what you literally tried to float to the American people. That's what you tried to, and to my point about ego, you're unwilling to cede any failure in the previous operation. So we want to proclaim victory in the previous operation, which was supposed to do the thing we're doing now. So I'm going to proclaim victory in the previous operation, but then also sell this operation with the same goal that was supposed to be achieved in the previous operation. How young you got to be, y'all? Honestly, like, how young you got? This man said Iran's navy is destroyed. Okay. That should be followed by the Strait of Hormuz is open, right? Huh? The Strait of Hormuz is open, right? You're not still on the median, panhandling in a 45, 47 MAGA hat, or maybe you took the 45 off because we don't acknowledge that administration. You panhandling on the BW Parkway outside. You panhandling outside NATO, trying to get people to help you open up the Strait of Hormuz, but apparently that navy is destroyed. Huh. So maybe it's closed. Is it closed? Is it erosion? No, it can't be erosion that closed it because they don't believe in no science. Huh. That's wild. Maybe some ducks. Maybe it's some ducks got it blocked up. Yeah. It ain't Iran. Their navy is destroyed. So I don't know. What maybe they close at 10 p.m. Maybe they close at 10 p.m. Strait of Hormuz close at 10 p.m. And I don't know. Hello? Shout out to Regina. Strait of Hormuz closed at 10 p.m. and I missed the time difference. You know what I mean? I missed the time difference, and that was the issue. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be open. Okay. So she did. She texted me that the Iranian president pens open letter to the American people. Okay. All right. I'll check that. I don't see how the Strait of Hormuz ain't open if their navy is destroyed. But to MAGA, we've had this conversation before. And I will give y'all a little bit of credit. You guys have responded to the complete lack of logic and the nonsense that you've seen before you. You have. That's why we have record unpopularity for Trump. You guys have responded to that. I give y'all credit for that. This man sat up there and said, we're the hottest country in the world, no inflation, and then brought up the stock market. I don't want to hear no MAGAs that's still in a red hat talking about how much they struggling and they ain't got it. Because he told you exactly where to go. He told you, we the hottest country in the world right now. So, we the hottest. I ain't trying to hear no MAGAs complaining in a red hat. We the hottest country in the world. Your man said it. Not me, not the left wing, not Kamala, not Hakeem Jeffries, not Schumer. Trump said it. Hottest country in the world. No inflation. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Nothing at all. But here's where he got me, though. Here's where he got me. This man said, we have so much gas, more gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Again, remember what I said about his ego. His ego won't allow him to, his ego won't set off the alarm that we are dealing with sky-high gas prices. The people are fearful for the prices of goods. Maybe you don't, you know what I mean? Maybe you don't go with, we got so much gas. This man, gas over $4 a barrel. Oh, sorry, over $4 a gallon. The president just got up there and we be swimming in gas. Let me tell you. Hey, last party we had in Mar-a-Lago, because y'all know we party every government shutdown. Y'all know we party. That's what we do. Last party in Mar-a-Lago, we was just serving gas. That people wasn't drinking it. I was just trying to show how much gas we had. We had a pool of gas. It was crazy. We had a girl in a dog mask and a flute glass that was full of gas. The man bragging about how much gas we got while the prices keep going up and thought it was a flex, MAGA. Thought it was a flex. About those prices. about those prices. I'm assuming that they had us having so much gas has nothing to do with the prices going. I know when the powers that be hold all the cards, how that always benefits the people on the ground price wise, right? I know, yeah. We got so much gas. We really have so much gas. I know y'all complaining about the price of gas, but we got it all. So yeah. It's gone well. That $4 a barrel, that $4 a gallon has, had been good for us because all this gas we got. I can tell y'all that. This man said we didn't need the Hormuz Strait open. Those other countries that need it have to take care of it. So why was that ever a topic of conversation? You know, why was that ever a topic of conversation? Now all of a sudden we don't need it. If we don't, I don't know how many of y'all make a habit of talking about things you don't need. Y'all try to convince me prior to the election that we needed a strong man to stand up to world leaders, despite the fact that we've seen him be manipulated by just literally anybody that he talks to on the street, be it a reporter, be it a fellow politician, and certainly be it a world leader. Like, we see it on a regular basis. My man got triggered by Biden when they was talking about golf during the debate that ruined Biden's reelection campaign. He still got triggered by Biden. Like, y'all tried to convince me that this was the man who we needed on the world stage, but his makeup is so simple that he thinks him telling us we don't need the straight open and admonishing the countries that need the straight open isn't just a clear admission of his inability to do so. Like, I get how if you operate at a certain level, you can't conceive of other people operating at a different level. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm holding him to too high a standard to conceive of anybody operating at a level above elementary. I suppose that's what that is. This man said, we're going to hit them hard. We're going to hit them so hard in the next few weeks, and follow that up with the new leaders are much more reasonable. I thought they would destroy Trump. I thought they would. Hey, man. Hey, let me tell you. Tomorrow, watch what I do to him tomorrow. Watch what I do to him tomorrow. Huh? When I catch him tomorrow, I'm gonna hit him so hard tomorrow when I catch him. Huh? What happened today? Oh, I won the fight. I won the fight. I won the fight today. Yeah. Ain't nobody seen nothing like what I did. Ain't nobody ever seen nothing like what I did. Uh-huh. It was brilliant. I'm respected all over the yard. Yeah, they respect me all over the yard. Uh-huh. Hey, I'm the hottest kid in 4th grade. They respect me all over. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hit him so hard tomorrow. I'm going to hit him. No. I'm going to hit him so hard tomorrow. Huh? No. I'm not going to recess. I'm not going to recess tomorrow. Because I don't need to go. Hey, the other kids who need to deal with him, they deal with him. I don't need to go. I want to be an astronaut. Oh my gosh. It's so many. This man said, we gonna take them back to the Stone Age. Did y'all catch this one? This man said, we gonna take them back to the Stone Age, but we not gonna hit the oil so they can rebuild. Who man is this? This man said we gonna bomb them back to the Stone Age, but we not gonna hit the oil. We want, you know what I mean? Because that would be inhumane. That would be. We're not gonna do that. You know what I mean? We want to give them an opportunity to rebuild. Those rockets that it only takes apparently 10 months for them to get to the doorstep. 10 months. Let's make sure they got some oil. And landed with talking about shout out to whatever researcher went through and gave him the lengths of the various conflicts in American history, so he could compare that to the Iran war that I thought was just a military operation. Now it's a war though. Now it's a war. Okay. Okay. I ain't know that. I know we was warned. Okay. All right. When you want it to be. When you want it to be, it's a war. When you want it to be, it's a military operation. When you want, they're geniuses and powerful. And when you want, they are back to the Stone Age. Okay. I got it. I got it. How young you gotta be? I just, how young do you have to be? Let me see what this Iran open letter. Okay. To the people of the United States of America. Oh, wait. Well, this is. Oh, so this is prior to. So this was released prior to. This got 100,000 likes. Jeez. On Elon Musk website. To the people of the United States and to all those who emit a flood of distortions and manufactured. Actually, here. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Let's see. There we go. To the people of the United States of America and to all those who emit a flood of distortions and manufactured narratives, continue to seek the truth and aspire to a better life. Iran, by this very name, character, and identity, is one of the oldest continuous civilizations in human history. Despite its historical, let me scan through this. The Iranian people harbor no enmity towards other nations, including the people of America, Europe, and neighboring countries. Even in the face of repeated foreign interventions and pressures throughout their proud history, Iranians have consistently drawn a clear distinction between governments and the peoples they govern. This is a deeply rooted principle in Iranian culture and collective consciousness, not a temporary political stance. For this reason, portraying Iran as a threat is neither consistent with historical reality nor with the present day observable facts. Such a perception is the product of political and economic whims of the powerful, the need to manufacture an enemy in order to justify pressure, maintain military dominance, sustain the arms industry, and control strategic markets. In such an environment, if a threat does not exist, it is invented. Within this same framework, the United States has concentrated the largest number of its forces, bases, and military capabilities around Iran. Okay, let's see. Relations between Iran and the United States were not originally hostile. Goes through the histories. Yet these pressures have failed to weaken Iran. On the contrary, the country has grown before the Islamic 30% stronger in many areas. Literacy rates have tripled. Well, that's certainly not the case here. Let's see. Lives of resilient Iranian people. Attacking Iran's vital infrastructure. It is not the case that America has entered this aggression as a proxy for Israel, influenced and manipulated by that regime. Is it not true that Israel, by manufacturing the Iranian threat, seeks to divert global attention away from its crimes towards the Palestinians? Okay. I invite you to look beyond the machinery of misinformation, an integral part of this aggression, and instead speak to those who have visited Iran, observe the many accomplished Iranian immigrants educated in Iran who now teach and conduct research at the world's most prestigious universities or contribute to the most advancing technology firms in the West. Do these realities align with the distortions you are being told about Iran and its people? Today, the world stands at a crossroads. Continuing along the path of confrontation is more costly and futile than ever before. The choice between confrontation and engagement is both real and consequential. Its outcome will shape the future for generations to come. Throughout its millennia of proud history, Iran has outlasted many aggressors. All that remains of them are tarnished names in history, while Iran endures resilient, dignified, and proud. There was actually, and shout out to Regina for hipping me to that. There was actually one part that I missed that I actually want to circle back around to. Da, 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 da. See where it is in my notes. Da, da, da. Hottest country in the world. But well, United States of America. My notes got messed up. Man. I had a point that I wanted to make, and I completely forgot. I like lost it in my notes. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This was perhaps a throwaway line to Trump in this speech, but it spoke volumes to me. Did you hear him say that gas prices are up because of the attacks that Iran has undertaken in the region? Did you hear him say that? Gas prices are up because of Iran's attacks in the region. That is what has caused gas prices to rise. Now, there's the initial reaction, which is, I'm not sure Trump fully understands that we all have Google in our pocket. Like, I don't know if he fully understands that we can just go and look this up and research these things about when certain things happen. Like, he definitely behaves like we don't. He 1,000% behaves like we don't. And all that time that he spent with Elon Musk, you think at some point he would have told him what phones are capable of now. Apparently, he thinks they're just meme machines. But we can look that up and verify the nonsensical nature of that statement. But digging deeper, what we see is a regime that fails to take any accountability, a president that fails to take any accountability, blaming your hardships on the country that they are currently engaged in and chose to engage with. Now, that stuck out to me for a few reasons. One, because this is something international, but we've seen that domestically. We've seen that domestically. Your struggles are the immigrants' faults. Your struggles are the blacks' faults. Your struggles are the women's faults. Your struggles are the gays' faults. Your struggles are the Muslims' faults. We see that domestically all the time. You throw the rock, hide your hand, and blame insert disenfranchised group here. We've seen that. But I don't know that we've ever seen it stated and put out so sloppily as to air out the entire bait and switch. Because when you tell me that my gas prices are up because of Iran, I can't unsee and know that that's how you work. Now, granted, obviously this isn't news to me, but it's such a brilliant example to cite moving, and there will be, moving forward when they engage in this kind of behavior here. Secondly, one thing that I have become more aware of as I've gotten older, and also as I've gotten more engaged in our political world, is just how fraught and problematic American foreign policy has been for decades and decades, right? That's one thing I've started to understand more and more. As I get older and as I get more involved in this, I realize just how problematic we have been on the world stage. And when you hear a president tell you that your gas prices are up because of Iran, now here we have a simpleton saying something that we know immediately not to be the case, but most of the presidents haven't been. And most of them know better than to put something out there like that. So it gets my mind wondering about what the possibilities might be for the things that I've been told for a long period of time as it relates to international relations. And I will land that there. All right. I apologize. Okay. I did want to hit I Fit Glitters. I Fit Glitters, I appreciate you so much for being a part of this community. I don't know if you're still here. I didn't get a chance to address this before Trump started. I would actually love to gift you a membership. It's actually something that YouTube doesn't allow. We had that issue when it came to Miss Ray and Regina and the people that work on the channel, trying to gift them memberships so they can get access. I don't know why. They have a policy where you can gift memberships, but it have to be given at random. You can't give them to specific people. But I would love for you to reach out. So definitely, just because we can't do that don't mean we can't do something. So appreciate you being here and a part of the community. And I was also touched by all of the well wishes and all the stuff that you guys said in the chat. Very much appreciated you guys taking care of her while I was preoccupied with the nonsense. Waltanis, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Blessings to you, Reese, and the crew. My girlfriend, I love you. Thanks for TLC humor too. Thank you. I appreciate you, Chandra. Shout out to you, and shout out to your girlfriend as well. And yeah, I'm glad you went truth, logic, and common sense, and not the other TLC, because we going through it right now with them. Patina, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your sticker. I appreciate you being here. And also, I would say, I know I gave a shout out to Regina earlier. When we try the lives, I really didn't know how interested you guys were in doing a live for this and a response for this. But it's something I'm willing to try. But in looking at I think we had 3,000 people here until just now when I started talking. That's awesome. That's all. That's the kind of thing. If you guys are really interested in this, I can do more of these for sure. I don't know if we can do like regular congressional business, but we can definitely do more lives for sure. If you guys are going to respond, anything like this. Betty talks about the ballroom, and all he does is lie every other word. He didn't talk about the ballroom, though. He didn't talk about the ballroom. That is the one. You think they had to browbeat him in the back to not talk about the ballroom? But I got my hard bottoms. I want to talk about the ballroom. He's already lied more than half fingers until he did. He did. Yeah. It was like a snake eating its tail. The whole thing was a snake eating its tail. He doesn't have any control over another country as much as he would like to think he does. Trump is nothing but a walking, hobbling disaster. Thank you, Foster fam. His his reaction at the end of that, I think he knows. Yeah, I think he knows. This guy truly believes he's the greatest. As hard as it is, as hard as it is to believe that he would, Swag, if he had access to any quality information that told him about the way the country views him and the way his legacy is shaping up, he wouldn't have given us any of what he did today. And that's why I got to feel grateful for it. That's why it's infuriating. It's infuriating. Yes, but you got to feel grateful for it because he just, you know what I mean? I think he really does, because if he didn't, if he thought anything else other than that, common sense would say we got to shift gears. He told you going to believe me or your empty wallet. To the MAGAs, at one point he said, I always said I was going to deal with Iran. Like I always said, ever since my first administration, I said I was going to deal with Iran. He called them liars about America First. He called y'all liars. Y'all saying he contradicted himself. He calling y'all liars. Mm. Boys and girls, our president's hooked on phonics. Yes. Yeah. I did address that one. That one made me laugh when you sent that one. Ellie, welcome. Welcome, Ellie. I appreciate you being here. I said, I hate to leave a live, but I can't listen to this. I feel you, Ellie. When I do the response clip, I won't put him in there. And also, I done talked long enough that I don't think I can. So, Ellie, I appreciate you for being here. Gingerbread, welcome, Gingerbread. I appreciate you being here. Did the folks all have tears in their eyes? Sir. They all said, stop with the fake stuff. Stop with the fake stuff. Tyler, the creator. Thank you, Ann. I appreciate you. America needs regime change. Yeah. Slightly off topic, but related to what you just said, Swag. I might have to do a dedicated video about this, but I hate that this gets ignored all the time, because Trump has record unpopularity right now, and I have a video coming out about that, by the way. If I don't talk too long, I might be able to shoot it tonight. This man has record unpopularity that started the moment he took office. We also saw just how insane his campaign was, and the fact that he basically gave up and started dancing the YMCA towards the end of his campaign. In between him dancing the YMCA and giving up at the end of his campaign, and the bottom falling out, we saw a mysterious bump in Trump popularity, a break in the blue wall, a huge surge amongst Latinos. Does anybody else find it just weirdly suspicious that the guy who essentially gave up and was triggered all last year won the election and then proceeded to go right back to being unpopular? You know what I mean? Like, why is this not a conversation? I don't even mean to be a tinfoil hat guy. I'm like, why is this? He went from unpopular, popular, no, and on election day, and then right back. We're not. I guess that's why I have a platform. He has so much gas. Lisa, that's funny. That's funny, Lisa. Thank you for that one. How do you glaze with no lips? Somebody, Swag, you was on one today. I appreciate that. This is all I got, Reese. I'm still waiting on tax refunds, my 2K Doge check, my 5K, my tariff dividend check, cheap bacon, etc. Thank you, Sapphire's Garden. I think those Doge checks were like 5K, weren't they? Yeah. This is what a demon in politics sounds like. They would have had more charisma, I would think. If you were to make a maybe like a real life one, but like if you were to make like a village or a movie demon, they would have had way more energy than that. The village idiot. Yeah. Hey, he's respected all over the world, though. Foster. Respected all over the world, though. Non-point. Thank you. Shout out to Non-point. Non-point making it rain, y'all. Non-point making it rain. Appreciate you, 420. Shout out to Non-point. Thank you so much. Appreciate the love as always. And make sure you give Non-point some love in the chat if you receive that gift. And that's a huge gift with 50 memberships. So it should be a lot of Non-point love. Non-point significant other need to feel self-conscious looking at the chat about all the love they get. I should stop talking. Non-point significant other mess around and ban them from being on the channel. One of the most dangerous things is this fool actually believes the BS he peddles, even though he knows it's all lies. I don't know. That's a good question, Negla, and maybe that might be one I might have to tackle in a video. Is what he really truly thinks and believes. You know, that might be an interesting thing. Trump couldn't put two sentences. He did not. And no, he did not. No, he did not. Negla, welcome. Welcome, Negla. I appreciate you being here, as always. Appreciate you showing love and support. Riff, reading is fundamental. That's all we saw. That's all we saw. They did not trust him to get off script at all. Did you see Alex Jones even called him out as sick and gone and that he needs prayers, but it's over? Lisa, not only did I see that, I was actually going to include it in something I was going to shoot tonight. So, yes, I did see that. Be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that. America's the only country that will send their military to war as a means of getting a geography lesson as opposed to the intended purpose. You know, I shout out to all the people in the military trying to hold it together. Shout out to all of them because he told others to take the straight hormones. Did he actually miss? Okay, he might have. I don't know. Hey, with Trump, you never know. You never know. No gaslighting. Thank you. I appreciate you. No gaslighting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you receive no gaslighting's gift, send some love in the chat. Future, that speech was for his followers. This is bad. He's not claiming victory and pulling everybody back right now shows that war is going to keep going. Future, I agree with you. That speech was for his followers, and I would say more specifically, that speech was for the 30 whatever percent that are still riding with him, and appealing to them is going to do nothing but shrink that number. And that's why, you know what I mean? That's why, as infuriating as it is, you got to have at least some gratitude for the foolishness of it. From a strategic standpoint, politically, how foolish that was. You know, I mean, you got people out here struggling, and you going to tell them. You going to tell them what their experience in life is. Do you, player? You got it. You got it. I wonder if they got a mole in Trolls camp. You'd be looking at those speeches like, this fire right here. This fire right here. You know what? You know what you need to make sure? Hey, did you put Obama in this speech? You put Obama in there? Did you say Hussein? Put Hussein in there. Hey, I'm telling you, put Hussein. They gonna love it. They love it. Kenneth, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you, Kenneth. Shout out to you, man. Looking smooth. Renee, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Renee. Thank you for being here. Oh, Ellie came back. Ellie, she came back. I appreciate it. Ellie must have been watching on mute. That's what that was. I appreciate you for being here, Ellie. By the way, Roydell, this don't got nothing to do with you. I can hear this. I have reached the age where I like to fidget now. I like to have things in my hands. So I got the kids. I got some of the kids' toys on my desk just to fidget while I'm standing here. So this is just a little thing to fidget. And this is Ohio State fidget spinner. Y'all might have seen this before. Because I think I've used this on the live before, the Ohio State fidget spinner. This be in my hand. Hey, you want to know how I conceive my videos? I'll be here spinning the Buckeyes. By the way, they got completely robbed. The women's hockey team got robbed, and I'm not over it. I didn't talk about it on the video because y'all would have cut it off. I know. Remember, BB tried to pull the okey doke on President Obama and President Biden before bamboo. Yes. Very good point, Mark Mad. Very good point, Mark Mad. As a lot of people have reported, the same game that he ran on Trump, he tried to run on Biden and Obama, and they told him exactly where to go, knowing what the ramifications might be. And here we have Trump talking about he knew better. And I mean, this is all such a microcosm of American history. This is just this little chapter on how this goes. Thank you, Mark. Great reminder there. And I mentioned this before about BB has been on this since the 90s about they about to develop stuff. I think I put it in a previous video, but if you haven't seen that, make sure you check that out. Ellie, I appreciate your gift. She's still watching on mute, but she decided to show some love to the people that could bear to have the volume up. So shout out to you for that, Ellie. I appreciate you. Thank you for the free membership. Oh, look at you paying it forward. Randall, shout out to you for paying it forward. Thank you, sir. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Algie. I appreciate it. Thank you, Algie. Can we just call him a Russian asset and call it a day? I think the Russians have they not? I think have the Russians claimed him? I'm pretty sure they have. Duval. I want to sound as awkward as their new coach. Duval. Amy, thank you so much, Amy. Hey, y'all all making it rain today. I appreciate that. It's raining memberships. Hallelujah. It's raining memberships. Oh, yeah. Completely random. I thoroughly enjoy It's Raining Men. And in fact, I happen to be somewhat of a disco fan. And I had a friend have to tell me about just how gay my music preferences were when I was in my early 20s. Because things like It's Raining Men, I would play unironically because I like the song. I told y'all I don't be knowing words like that. But it's good to have people in your life that remind you of why people react a certain way when you playing It's Raining Men or Upside Down, You Turning Me, whatever the case may be. I didn't even know it was meant. I didn't even know it was meant. You know, I didn't know what it was raining. I thought it was a good song. It's a good beat. It's a good song. Ron, thank you. Thank you so much and welcome. Welcome. I hope you enjoy it. Get comfortable. Natty, shout out to you paying it forward. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Duval back in the chat. How ironic we had a full address the nation. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, I like it. I like it. True enough. Cynthia, welcome. Welcome, Cynthia. I appreciate it. Bella Fine, thank you, Reese and the Mod Squad, for everything you do. I love this community. Thank you, Bella Fine. Thank you so much for being here. We very much appreciate all the people that are here and show love. Denatra, thank you so much. Always enjoy seeing you, Denatra. I appreciate it. Did he destroy his diaper again? Maybe that's why he stood there like that at the end. He did look like my son when he got a problem. He did. He looked exactly like my son when he got a full pull-up. That was exactly that look that we got. Reginald, welcome. Welcome, Reginald. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. All right, Reese, I thank you for all the hard work you do to keep your base informed. Thank you, Queen Bee. I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, I get a lot of help. Shout out to the team. Shout out to all the mods. I got to go back and see what mods are here. But I know Miss Ray's here. But thank you, Queen Bee. I appreciate it. LaFarise, how in the Jackrabbit is he going to bomb Iran to the Stone Ages while he's already doing it to the USA? There you go. Yeah, there you go. Hey, no, but he told MAGA we the hottest country in the world, though. So, you know, he told MAGA we the hot, so they can't even complain. So imagine being a MAGA right now. You can't even complain. You down bad dealing with these prices, and he told you no inflation, we the hottest country in the world. Go sit down. I don't know. Them hats must come with some extra special warm and fuzzies, because he be treating y'all crazy. He be treating y'all crazy. I came back though. Thank you, Ellie. I appreciate you coming back. Curious at what point she turned the volume back up. I'm late, but I'm glad I missed that fool's lies. Yeah, you were right on time. Your timing was fine. Hatina, thank you so much, Hatina. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Keep being real. Thank you, Danky. I appreciate you. Shout out to you as well. Thank you for being here. Keep telling the truth. Lady in waiting, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I see Third Eye. Doctor, we're going to go with Third Eye. We're gonna go with Third Eye. Welcome, Third Eye. We appreciate you. Third Eye Blind was one of my favorite bands in high school. It was my jam back in the day. So, you know. Third Eye will go far with me. Do you think Christie leaked it so they could divorce and she can marry Corey Lewandowski and they won't be able to testify against each other? That's good. Yeah, that's good. Huh. That's good. I can't disprove that. It makes some sense. Ain't Corey Lewandowski married though too? Isn't he married? It takes some coordination to do that, but that's crazy. I rewatched Katie Jones' interview. She said exactly what type of person he is. She said he has power rage. This is Epstein or Trump or both. That sounds like something I need to check out. But I could definitely, I don't know anything about Epstein's personal, how he interacted, but I could definitely believe that from Trump for sure. I love watching your videos. They're a bright spot on my timelines and YouTube feed. Thank you so much, Roxy. Thank you. Seeing comments like that is one of the things that warms my heart. And by the way, I'm working on a new ending. I probably won't finish it tonight because I'll have to put this video out. But there's a best of reel. We're starting to collect content for best of. So we got that coming your way. So be on the lookout for that. Roxy, okay, thank you so much. You came in, said your piece, and paid it forward. Okay, I appreciate you, Roxy. I love the spirit. Gray, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's raining memberships. Hallelujah. Y'all gonna have to get me to stop that. Also, one of the things I mentioned yesterday when I was in the live, I'll talk about how much I love the conch. And earlier I've talked about how much I want to have a man unit, and I didn't put the two together. I was rewatching the live, and I was like, I want a conch unit. That's what I want, a conch unit. So I know we have a lot of people here. I don't know if anybody's in hair or does anything like that. I'm looking for a conch unit. If I can get a conch unit, just something I can just drop on, like when LeBron does that, for the crown. I'm looking for a conch unit I could just pop on before I go live or before I make a video, and then I could just take off. So I'm looking for a conch unit. If anybody knows how to make that happen. Hey, don't make me put it in a video ending. I've done that before. Deshauna, shout out to you. Thank you, Deshauna. I appreciate that. Number 47 really made this an April Fool's Day. Lemon, I missed the April Fool's Day connection, but you are 1,000% correct there. That you are 1,000% correct. Algie, paying some gifts. I appreciate it. Send all the people that the Shauna and Algie and Gray and Roxy, you received their gifts. Send them some love in the chat. Ellie, send them all some love in the chat if you received their gift, won't you please? You might not know exactly who gave you a gift, but just show love to all of them. I appreciate you and the mods, Reese. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you, April. Thank you. And a good secondary reminder to make sure I thank the mods when I finish this. I'm waiting for the UN Human Rights Council and the International Criminal Court to put warrants out for Trump, Keg Breath, and Rubio. Glad to catch you live. Thank you, Crazy Cat. Thank you. I appreciate that. The UN has been going pretty hard. I just wonder what is the stick. Like, I know they have the carrot because they give out various awards and commemorations for various things, but what's the stick? Apparently nothing, But yeah, the UN has been doing its thing. Reese, what troubles me is that people see him for what he is and yet continue to let him shame the US and do what he wants. I mean, there's no way to stop him from embarrassing himself and the US. I mean, honestly, if they had the ability to stop him from embarrassing himself and the country, they would have the ability to stop him from running his administration and the Republican Party into the ground. And they clearly don't. So, do you? Mitchell, thank you. Or maybe I've gotten to the point, TP, where I'm just like, I'm sufficiently shamed out. Like, I've said my piece to the world about my love and affinity for the world and proclaim my distance from what we have going on. But honestly, if people have a certain perception of America based on Trump, that we are simple-minded, narcissistic, myopic, racist, sexist, whatever the case whatever the case may be. While I don't believe that describes me, how angry can you be if that is the way they characterize Americans when they put this man in power? Presumably. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the world for that. They didn't put him in. You know what I mean? look, no part of me wants Trump to pick himself up for my sake, for the American perception. I'm well past that. Well past that. My desire for Trump to pick himself up is as much as we're all safe and are able to prosper in this moment. But it certainly don't got to do with no internet. Like I'm so far past that as far as shame is concerned. And look, if they got stereotypes about us based on him, they not wrong. You know what I mean? They not wrong. So, Mitchell, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your gift. Thank you for all that you do. You make me laugh through these times. Dust and the Scent. Thank you. Thank you, Dust. I appreciate that. I've never said thank you, Dust, before, but thank you. Hi, Rob here using wife's account. Feels like today's arrogance is triggered when administration, especially, but people are caught in their corruption or bias. I think this is the last stand for a dying ideology. Fight the good fight. No question. No question it's the last stand for a dying ideology. 1,000%. For sure. Thank you to Rob, and thank you to Jennifer for letting Rob use your account. I appreciate that. Because this is going to be tied to you, Jennifer. It's going to be tied. If Rob would have got up here and said something crazy, that, you know, he could have got you kicked off the platform, and he didn't. He said something solid. So, you know what I mean? That's a tight relationship there. That's good. Y'all, the Strait of Hummus is open. I should have done more with that, probably. I probably should have done more with that. We're hot because we're in hell with Trump as POTUS. Yeah. There's that part. I was thinking temperature was where my mind immediately went, but you're not wrong. I can't stand watching this orange turd. This is who they get their knees dirty for. H-Town rep. That's a good comment. I was just listening to H-Town the other day. Part-time lover. By the way, unpopular opinion alert. Unpopular opinion alert. H-Town's best song is not Knocking Boots. It's not. They like it slow. They like it slow. Hey, I'm not gonna stick on this because they like it slow, a top 590 song. They like top 5. All right, top 10. Top 10. They like it slow, a top 1090. Like it slow. That's a top 1090 song. Jay Malone, come back. We're gonna finish this conversation. They like it slow. It's tough. They like it slow. It's tough. Hey, I know it's getting late. All y'all, a lot of y'all there with somebody that's waiting on you to finish the chat. As soon as we finish, you know how to get them in the mood. Like it slow. You good. Tell me how that went. Me and my husband love your channel, Reese. Thank you for your authenticity. One love from NC. Glad I caught alive. I'm always at work. Thank you, Christy. Showing love back to NC. As I mentioned before, my dad's from North Carolina. So dad's from North Carolina, mommy from South Carolina, stepdad from Oregon. Much love to all. Wife from Ohio. Those are my places. And obviously PG in Maryland. We don't do Virginia over here. Third Eye. I appreciate it. Thank you, Third Eye. Christy. Welcome, Christy. Much appreciated. Alaskan Baby. Thank you for your gift. If you received Alaskan Baby or Third Eye's gift, send them some love in the chat, won't you please? Samantha, welcome. Jay Malone, welcome. It was Jay Malone. It was that like it slow take, wasn't it? It was that like it slow take. He joined. He agrees. Yeah. Request who raised y'all Duggar edition. Maybe Yakaya, but that PDF, that dedicated MAGA PDF video, the algorithm was not feeling that. They were not. The algorithm was like, oh, first of all, the censors wasn't feeling that. And I got it past the censors, and the algorithm was like, I heard about this. We gonna keep it on here, but I ain't gonna show nobody. They killed that video. So I think what we got to do in a situation like that, what I've learned is, as opposed to having the dedicated, it was enough of them that you could do a dedicated video, which is sad enough about our political climate. But I think what you got to do is you just got to sprinkle. You just got to sprinkle. You know what I mean? So maybe we'll have like a segment or something like that. Yeah. Jackie, thank you, Jackie. I appreciate you showing some love. Jay Malone says part-time lover goes. It does. Part-time lover. It does. I don't know whether it's because they played out like knocking boots. No, I like knocking boots, but it's at best my third favorite H-Town song. So there it is. Met H-Town and Mr. Dalvin Atlanta. Oh, let me find out. Nobody else in Jodeci wanted to. Hey, they found out it was Landover Mall. They were like, nah. Rest of Jodeci went to Iverson. Mall. Met H-Town and Mr. Dalvin at Landover Mall. That's all. You from the area. Welcome. That's PG County right there. I say PG. Prince George's County. Right there. Thank you, Creative Life. I appreciate it. And I did not forget showing some love to lovely Nola, showing some love to Deshauna. And that's what I see. Lovely Nola and Deshauna, and of course, Miss Ray from coming down and being here with the live. I appreciate you guys for being a part of this. And if you really enjoy these lives, I guarantee you we'll do more. I could put a poll out, but that's imperfect because people will say, oh, yeah, I would love a live, but that doesn't necessarily mean they will come to a live. Me doing a live and you come to the live, and you're as active as you guys have been in the live, this is like the best thing to convince me to do more lives, right? Actually come to the live and patronize it. So I very much appreciate it. Let's see. This is in honor of my sister's friend Ashanti Loves. Okay. Shout out to you, Shade, and shout out to Ashanti Loves as well. I appreciate you guys being here and showing love in the chat. I'm gonna clip my response and put it out in the morning, so be on the lookout for that. Likely probably be another video at night. So tomorrow will likely be, don't marry me to that, but tomorrow will likely be a 2-video day. So be on the lookout for the live response to this in the morning, and then another video at night. If you didn't get a chance already, make sure you check out my Christy Nome video. Somebody put a comment that his name is Brian. And I was like, Byron! The whole time I was like, Byron. Apparently his name is Brian. It's too much fun to yell Byron. It's too much fun. Hey, if y'all were watching that video, tell me y'all knew his name was Brian while I'm sitting there yelling Byron. Byron! My bad. If there's anybody named Byron Nome out there, my bad. My bad. I ain't mean it. To all the Byron Gnomes, my bad. Lemon, I appreciate you. Thank you, Lemon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to everybody that gave to the chat. Much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for coming to the live. Thanks again to lovely Nola and Deshauna and Miss Ray. Shout out to Regina for putting me up on game. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the premiere in the morning, probably another one at night. And then if you guys happen to see anybody talking trash, just make sure you let them know. I try and be as authentic as I possibly can. I try to be open and honest. And also I have daughters. And if that person happens to be a significant other and they mad and they're talking about why you paying all that and you need to make sure you get them right. You make sure you need to get them where you need to be. Like it's slow. Like it's slow.